T, I need a change in music, please. I don't need anybody singing because it may or may not be. Just put it on non-singing music. All right, welcome everybody to tonight's showing of the Street Stock Series here at Lanes Raceway 1RC action Tuesday night. You can see the points there live right now. Cody Bickle holding on to the lead. Chase Reinerson a very close second. In third position, we can see that that is Blake Panel with 270. That's your top three right there. But I'm Donovan here at Lanes Raceway. Thank you guys for tuning in. We got a few new racers here. We're going to have to get them in a little bit later. I'm going to have to get my book also ready for the points. But let's jump right into some action here at WK Raceway. I see some practicing still going on. We're fixing to cut that, though. Chat is live, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch if you want to join in. Right now, Chris Valentine, a new racer here at Lanes Raceway, trying to get his feet wet here in the street stock class. He's going to try to get in and get some pretty good points here. But we're going to start the schedule and get it rolling. Starting out the qualifying here. All right. So, got to go back over to the practice. All right, guys, we're getting started here. First up, Dirt Late Model Beginner, Jamie Fulcher, Bones, Tim Hall, Chase Reinerson, Blake Panel, Jeff McMahon, 10 minutes to qualify. T, I'm going to need my book with the pen and stuff too. Tim Hall coming up first in the green and orange number 19 Hall racing car. Now this class here is our beginner's class. Cannot run faster than a 3.8 second lap time. Got to find a spot here in the book for tonight's race. Yes, sorry, Tim Hall, 3.850, fast time. All right. So we are now on our fourth RC race. We are midway now. And we'll be getting those points situated here. Right now we got Jeff McMahon rolling up, fixing to do his 5 laps. Jeff McMahon in the Slate 77 and black car. In this one? Okay. T, Chris also wants to be in the beginner late model class. All right, Jeff, a 4.510. So, Chris, you'll need to run that car under the timer. I'll have to set it to your name. It's fine. You can run it under there. I can put it under your name. Yep. Up next, Bones in the 45 blue and yellow. Beginner late model. Bones looking extra smooth here today. Right now cutting a 3.990. Second fastest lap so far. All right, Bones at 3.940. Jamie Fulcher in the purple, gray, and white number 13 beginner late model. Jamie's got a little bit of a whine there in his rear end, but the car seems to be handling quite well. Currently running a 4.160. Let's see if he can speed that up a little. All right, Jamie, a 4.160. Next up, we're going to have Blake Pennell, also known as Blake Panel. 96 purple and dark purple. The Plum Crazy car. And Blake's got a nice little rotation going here. He's just moved all the way up to the fastest lap time right there with that lap. All right, Blake, a 3.810. Chase the Hands Reinerson. Oh, his rear end sounding real rough this week. Last week that thing was rough sounding, but this week it is real rough sounding. Running a 4.360 right now. That sounds like a miniature version of a late model. All right, Chase, a 4.360. Chris, you can go ahead now. Get Chris in this race here. All right, Chris, a 5.080. Fastest lap time, Blake Panel. I've done a few changes on our system, hopefully to get it fixed. So I'm going to take a picture of this just in case it didn't fix it. There we go. You better go get you some ranch, Blake. All right, guys, next up is Super Dirt Late Model Chase Reinerson, Jamie Fulcher, Blake Panel, 10 minutes to qualify. Shirts are now available for our racers here. The 1RC Dirts for Racing, Asphalt's for Getting There, Street Stock shirts there. You can see them in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. These guys are eligible to get those. We did just get a new shirt made. See if I can get it. I don't think I have it downloaded. Yeah, I don't have it downloaded right now. But nonetheless, we got our new rookie shirts for our rookie racers on Saturday. Their shirts made up. The outrunning shirts. I'm going to go check on the air real quick. I think it might have shut off, and it's getting a little warm in here. No, they wasn't. No, you can go ahead. Hey, go ahead. I'll false start it if y'all need to test it. It's good? So Chase needed to check to see if his car was running good. as you guys could hear just a moment or so ago, just how loud that thing was screeching. It's pretty loud. Well, I got exciting news you guys probably haven't seen. We all come in here, you can see the new color for the orange track there. It's only got one coat on it, needs another coat, but that's what it looks like. A little bit darker. I think you guys might like it. The coating on that was extremely expensive. Up now, though, we got Jamie Fulcher ripping around the track in his super late model, purple and gray 13. And he's been fast here the past 3 weeks, running the best time. All right, Jamie, a 2.950. Puts the brakes on and flips his car in turn 2. That thing's really hooking up this week, Jamie. That thing's really hooking up this week. Word to the wise, huh? He said, word to the wise, braking and turning will flip you. As we just seen there in turn 2. All right, Chase, a 3.220. Up next, we got Blake Pannell in the Plum 96. Blake usually has a pretty fast one, too. These cars running 10K motors with lipos. And Blake does have a quick one here, folks. He's moving up the ladder here. 2.980. He's going to have a little bit more he's got to come up with, and he's not going to get it. All right, Blake, a 2.980. Jamie, you're going to get it with a 2.950. All right, we're going to take a picture of this, too. Like I said, guys, we're testing something out because I don't think the qualifying is doing it the way it's supposed to. But nonetheless, we're going to move on into the next one. All right, next up is Asphalt Late Model. Blake Pannell, Jeff McMahon, Chase Reinerson, Tim Hall. 10 minutes to qualify. Tim Hall up first in the green and orange. Tim Hall Racing, number 19. Tim let me know a few of his stories back in his racing days about how he used to hang out with the Waltrips and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. And, of course, you guys know Tim. He used to be a flagman at Windy Hollow. I think he still does. Maybe flag, maybe possibly down there, but I know he still has some affiliations there with the track at Windy Hollow. Tim, he's been racing ever since I've known him. And that's been quite some time. Tim Hall, there 5 laps, 3.570, Tim. Very knowledgeable in the RC community for sure. Chase Reinerson with a car that's flat getting it out here. The white and black pony car there. Already turned to 3.460. Chase is going to dial his car in a little bit better here. Chase is really, really good at controlling his car. You can hear him actually letting off. All right, Chase, a 3.380. The car is humming, folks. Next up, we got Monkey Butt Incorporated. Jeff McMahon in that number 5 car. Jeff coming off smooth out of turn 4. Holding that low side coming through the back stretch there. Definitely a good strategy. All right, Jeff, a 4.320. Now we have that plum and yellow car of Blake Pannell, 96, yet again. I told Blake he needs to get him a sponsorship from his work. He's always working over there, but on his spare time he comes here and races. Man, he's got a smooth sounding 96 here. This might be a fast lap time here possibly. Oh, so he comes into contact out of turn 2 there. Currently running a 3.570, tied up with Tim Hall. Now ties consist of the most consistent lap times. So it could be Tim or Blake in the second position coming into the heat race. It's the way I got it set up. It's the way it's supposed to be anyway. But I have been fighting this lifetime, trying to get it to be just right with us. What we have an issue with here is, all right, Blake, a 3.570 is that in this software, qualifying is actually a heat race, whereas in real big car racing, qualifying is qualifying, but in RC racing, qualifying is a heat race because they do it by time usually. So it's a little bit different when it comes to that sort of thing, and I think there's a cross-up with the software on certain things. So anyways, I'm taking a picture here to make sure I got it set right. I've been through several settings here trying to get it just perfect, but hopefully we got it this week. All right, guys, the main event, Dirt Street Stock. 10 minutes to qualify. Tim Hall, Blake Pannell, Cody Bickle, Chris Valentine, Chase Reinerson, Jamie Fulcher, Bones, Jeff McMahon. I'm going to go ahead and write these names down as they are all getting points today. No, it'll be 4 in the A always. Oh, sorry, Tim. The reason that's popping up for Tim's, he runs our flat track night here on Thursday too. We use the same software for both. That'll be Chris. Chase Reinerson. Jamie Fulcher. Bones. 3, 6, probably will, yeah. What I can do? Jamie Fulcher, Bones, and then Jeff McMahon. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, Tim, you got a 3.80. Bones, you got a 3.850. I had to make sure I got y'all's names down for the points. As you can tell, these guys having a blast here. 1RC really picking up in the community. I was talking to Cody a little bit ago. They're starting another track in Louisville, New Albany, I think he said. They're going to be opening up a carpet and a dirt track, so that's going to be pretty cool. So as you can see, 1RC is taking off to the point that 1RC is having trouble even keeping orders because it is probably the most popular RC currently right now. Now we got Cody Bickle up, rocking and rolling here. All right, Cody, a 3.200. And Cody has been the man to beat the past couple weeks. Now, Chase Reinerson put him in his place last week as it was a pretty rough race. We'll see if Chase can defend his first place from last week, as Chase needs some points for sure. Chase now currently 10 points down from the lead. Blake Pannell having some squiggly issues there with his car. Blake's planted this week on 4, where last week he was unplanted on 4, but now he's unplanted in 1 and 2. So Blake's trying to figure it out. Blake, that's a 4.410. Next up, we got Chase Reinerson in the black and white pony car. And he took home a win here last week. We'll see if he can do the same. Chase plays on the aspect of not always being the fastest car wins it. All right, Chase, a 3.700. But knowing how to control your car and keep it out of trouble is key, especially in this race here, as we're going to have quite a few, you can tell. We only allow 4 into the A main. Next up is Jamie Fulcher in the 13 purple, gray, and white car. And Jamie, his cars have been very, very true to the track the past couple weeks also. But this week, a little loose coming out of 2, it seems, and a little tight coming into turn 4. All right, Jamie at 3.810. Chris Valentine and Jeff McMahon still left to qualify. Here comes Chris Valentine. His first time on the track so far, not too bad. He's still trying to learn it. Chris's car down a little bit on power here, as most of these guys running the 12-tooth 8700 combo with the rear end, but he is definitely under control, and this might benefit him like it did Cody last week. Cody ended up leading the laps. Not Cody Bickle, but Cody Schock. He ended up leading on Saturday by about 2 to 4 laps, just simply because he wasn't causing too many wrecks because his car wasn't so out of control. And sometimes that's key, just keeping that car under control. All right, Chris, a 4.300. Next up, we got Jeff McMahon in the number 8 black car here. Jeff's car the past 2 weeks have gotten quite a bit faster and a lot more controllable. Jeff's been with us since the very beginning racing here at Lanes Raceway. And Jeff's going to move up into 6th position with that lap turned. All right, Jeff, a 4.031. Okay. And here comes Blake. He didn't want me to push it on. He's going to test his car one last time. And it looks like a lot better so far. Now pushing in turn 2, but holding it down low. Pretty good coming out of 4. Good. All right, we're going to move on. But first, I need to take a picture of this, as I definitely need to make sure that this is all correct, because this is 4 points here. All right, good to go. All right, we'll head up to the schedule here. Now we're going to move on into our heat races. Like I said, our tiebreaker is seeded by fastest top 3 consecutive laps. So we did have one tie there. 3-4, 3-4, 3-4, 4-4. All right, looks good. I just want to make sure everything's on the up and up. So we're going to go into dirt late model. All right, so Blake Panel should be at the top, followed by Tim Hall, Bones, Jamie Fulcher. Then Chase Reinerson, Jeff, Chris. Chase Reinerson, Jeff, Chris. That looks good. All right, let's move into Super Dirt. Super Dirt should be Jamie, Blake, Chase. Jamie, Blake, Chase. Looks good. All right, Asphalt Late should be Chase Reinerson, Blake, Panel, Tim. Asphalt Late looks like we might have an issue here. Chase needs to be at the top. Then Blake. Then Tim, then Jeff. All right. And then Dirt Street Stock should be Cody, Chase, Tim, Jamie, Bones, Jeff, Chris, and Blake. All right. No, sir. Come here, I'll show you. It's Jamie Fulcher, sir. It's in order. Jamie Fulcher, Blake Panel, Chase Reinerson. That's the order. No, you're not looking. You're looking at lap times. I'm telling you. Well, I'll tell you what. Get on the internet right now under live time. I'm telling you that's true. That's why I took a picture, because I've been hearing this a lot, and it looks like asphalt and dirt street stock is having issues, but everything else is right. All right. Up first, dirt late model beginner, Chase Reinerson, Jeff McMahon, Chris Valentine, heat 1 and 2. Anybody else that is not racing, please help track marshal. Okay. Chase Reinerson, Jeff McMahon, Chris Valentine, dirt late model beginner. If you ain't racing, please help track marshal. It's this yeah. I used to have my microphone up here. I ain't no telling where it's went. Yeah. T, give me my microphone wherever it's located, please. If you know where it's at. I just don't want to go on a treasure hunt. Jeff McMahon's got his car up there right now. Just waiting on Chase. Chase gets his car here. We'll be ready to go. All right, guys, y'all ready? Listen for the tone. And here we go. Out to an early lead there, Chase Reinerson. Followed by Jeff McMahon coming out of turn 4. Rex there. Giving way to Chris Valentine there to pick up a second position here, Holden. Jeff's car a little loose coming out of turn 4. See Chase and Chris Valentine into a little bit of a wreck there. Chris Valentine in the green and orange car. Chase Reinerson holding down the lead by 2 laps right now. Ten laps to go. Chase Reinerson is really holding it down. I'll check my phone here real quick. Yeah, I'm doing a bunch of things here, guys. Chase, congratulations. Blake, you were right, man. I'm sorry. You got a two. No, don't. Right there. That's you. Fastest lap time 2.980, 2.950. I mean, I know, but it's. Yeah, he's faster than you, and it didn't slot him. I mean, man, I'm fixing to. Well, no, I mean, dude, I'm tired of dealing with this lifetime. I'm tired of trying to make it right. It don't want to be right. What do you need, T? No, it'll be two for Dirt Lake Model Beginner. All right, guys, up next, Dirt Lake Model Beginner, Heat 2 of 2. Blake Panel, Tim Hall, Bones, Jamie Fulcher. If you're not racing, please help track marshal. Dude, I have this is the last week. I've went through every single tiebreaker. So there's no fixing it. You can set it by fastest lap time, and it will not be by fastest lap time. It's because this is RC. All right, looks like we got Bones, Blake, Tim, and Jamie Fulcher out there. All right, guys, we need track marshals. Making you loop. Yeah. All right, guys, listen for the tone. All right, Blake Panel out in the lead, followed by Tim Hall and Bones. Bones on the inside, three wide, going into turn four. Somebody had to give. Bones is the one that's going to take the punishment. Blake Panel still out in the lead, followed by Tim Hall. Tim Hall's going to push it now. Tim Hall now in the lead. Blake Panel there in second position. Bones, oh, quick hands by Chase Reinerson as he gets Bones back on the slot. Jamie Fulcher moving to the high side as Tim comes on the low side there. Tim holding it down, 11 laps. Jamie Fulcher and Bones getting into a little bit of contact there before the start-finish line. But Tim Hall coming up behind his second position here of Blake Panel, trying to put a lap on Blake. Blake holding down the low side here, but Tim holding a lot of momentum, holding the medium side there as he takes the low side and gives room. Tim Hall running consistently a 4.0 time. Chase Reinerson trying his best to flip Jamie Fulcher. Congratulations, Tim Hall. Let me get a picture of this. Actually, I need to get a picture of the other one first. All right, next up, Super Dirt Late Model. Jamie Fulcher, Blake Pennell, Chase Reinerson. Jamie, if you don't mind, please take second position. No, you're right. You need first. I'm telling you, I have literally tried every selection in this to make it work to where that it goes by fast time and qualifying, and it does not do it. It just picks and chooses what it wants to do by what everybody else has run in a previous race that has nothing to do with this race. I don't understand it. Dude, I have went through every selection they have. I know, but I've turned it off. I've did all the selections. I've turned it on. I've did all the selections. It just don't work. Well, that's what we need to do, or find somebody that can. Because it's set up for RC racing. It's not set up to run it like a dirt race. It's set up to run it by time. It's not set up to run it by qualifying time, fast time. All right, so right now we're waiting on Chase Reinerson. Huh? I have no idea what it's doing. Because, see, you think it's doing total time, but then sometimes it'll choose consecutive time. And then sometimes it'll choose the fastest time. But all the settings are the same. It's supposed to be by result and fastest time in qualifying. And it doesn't fix it. I don't know what's going on with it. It's a glitch in the matrix, I guess. It's very irritating. That's all I know. It gives me a twitch in my eye. So now, for the time being, I'm just going to take pictures. Who is it? Who needs? Chris, we'll need a track marshal. Yep. It's fine. I like it. All right, guys, listen for the tone. All right, Blake Pennell out to an early lead, followed by Jamie Fulcher. Yeah, Blake brought to my attention. He says, "Hey, man, wow, lots of wrecks here." But he brought to my attention. He says, "Hey, I was faster than him." I didn't believe him because of the way that it was lined out on live time. But then, just to double check, I got on my phone and went and checked live time, and sure enough, he did beat Jamie Fulcher in the qualifying. And for some reason or another, it decided to put Jamie in first, which he didn't qualify fastest time, even though it's set for that. Which I can actually show you that right now, which I'm going to. They got 22 laps left to go. I think it's under events tab. Yeah, okay. So right here. So go to rounds here under qualifying and start height set up, length, time. But what does it say? Sorting by fastest lap. But it does not do that. So nonetheless, there's the proof in the pudding. Been on the phone several times with live time. Just about to change software is what I'm about to do. If I have to go get a real dirt transponder kit for these cars. Jamie Fulcher out in the lead 19, Chase Reinerson 18, Blake Pennell 17. Blake Pennell, a little too much speed, not enough rear downforce there. Car coming around in turn 4. And Blake Pennell coming off in the front stretch. All right, congratulations, Jamie Fulcher. Chase Reinerson second, Blake third. I'll take a picture here because I have to seat it this way because software is not working. Evidently, this is what everybody uses, but I guess it's an RC thing. I don't want to run it like an RC race. I want to run it like an actual dirt race. All right, guys, next up, Asphalt Late Model, Heat 101, Chase Reinerson, Blake Panel, Tim Hall, Jeff McMahon. If you're not racing, please help track marshal. Hello, Bones. How you doing? Not bad. Always could be better. Did that air conditioner reset again? Is it off again? Yeah, it's hot. I mean, as long as it's running over there, it means it's running. I don't know what's up with it. It keeps shutting off every 2 minutes. So T's on here. Gabe, if you're watching, tell Chrissy to set up an Etsy shop because these people love her stuff. It is true. Well, how many are we taking to Richie? 5 or 6? I mean, that's pretty good for one person. All right, guys, listen for the tone. 30 laps, and we got Chase Ryerson out in the lead, followed by Blake Panel and Tim Hall. Tim Hall on the inside. Oh, and we got a wreck in the front. Jeff McMahon is getting tossed through turn 2. Still first, second, and third is Chase. Blake coming off on turn 4 now, giving up to Tim Hall. Chase Ryerson hitting that bottom wall too. Tim Hall now taking the lead. Tim Hall dodging everything. Blake Panel coming off there. Chase Ryerson coming up on Tim Hall, our leader there in the green and orange car. Chase Ryan's going to take the low side, slow his car down, and dodge a wreck between Jeff and Tim. Now taking back over the lead is Chase Ryerson. Chase Ryerson wrecking again there in turn 4. He's got a little bit of work to make up here. Coming up on Blake Panel, Chase Ryerson in the white car, moving on as he takes the low side, makes the pass clean. He's coming up on Tim Hall, gets moved a little bit by Jeff McMahon in the black car, but was able to hold it. Tim Hall, he's holding it off. He's trying to block. For the next 14 laps, he's going to have to block Chase Reinerson. Tim Hall go to the inside, and Jeff McMahon held strong there on the outside and caused him to turn. Chase Reinerson spinning here. Gives Tim a chance to catch back up. Blake Panel pushing Jeff to the outside wall in turn 3 and then flips in turn 2. Tim Hall coming out into contact on the front stretch. We see Cody Bickle turning Tim back over. Oh! And Chase Ryerson and Tim both getting in a little bit of contact. Chase Ryerson there getting turned there in turn 3. 4 laps remaining. Looks like Chase Reinerson's going to bring us home. It's going to be very close between Tim and Blake Panel. Congratulations, Chase Reinerson. Taking a picture again here for that. All right, guys, next up is Heat 1 of 2 for the Dirt Street Stock main event. Bones, Jeff McMahon, Chris Valentine, Blake Panel. If you're not racing, please help track marshal. Need my microphone. I don't know where the green microphone is, but I need it because people are having a hard time hearing me. Bones and Jeff McMahon getting their cars ready here. Bones with the SDP blue and yellow car. Chris Valentine with the copper and green car here. Okay. They'll be able to hear me now. Where was that microphone at? Well, that's why I never could find it. Hey, Cody, you know she owns all this. All right, guys, listen for the tone. All right, Bones out to an early lead, bounces off the wall. Jeff taking the lead for a second, and him and Bones getting into contact in turn two. Oh, we got a hit somewhere. I heard it. All right. Tim's going to spin Bones around. We got one on the inside here. That's Chris Valentine in the copper and green car. Everybody's straightened up now. Like I said, this is a beating and banging style class here as of late. As we see Jeff McMahon get turned right before the start-finish line. Currently right now, Blake Panel in the lead by 3 laps, but he's having trouble getting his car spun back around. Bones' car having trouble coming up off of turn 4 alongside Jeff McMahon. Chris Valentine making a pass on Jeff McMahon with a little bit of contact right before turn 3. Bones now smoothing his out as he comes next to Jeff. Taking the low side, hits the wall, goes to the high side on 2. Chris Valentine straightens his car up on the back stretch, dodging all the cars right before the start-finish line. And this right here is a beating and banging style class here for sure. So we see a car on its side. That is Blake Panel. And then Jeff McMahon on the low side getting rolled through turn 4 by newcomer Chris Valentine. None of the guys are intentionally wrecking each other. It's just that their car setups are not tuned in as good as other cars. I know this much because there are people here that can actually drive the track. So it's not a track issue per se. It's just guys learning to try to figure out how to get their cars perfectly set up. But Chris Valentine for his first time out, not too bad. Currently holding down that second position as he goes around backwards on the track. Somewhat of a demo derby. Bones currently in third position. 2 laps down is Chris Valentine from Blake Panel. Blake Panel in the yellow and purple car there. We see Bones getting spun around here. Chris Valentine, like I said, with a slower car than the other guys, and it's paying off as he's being able to control his car just a little bit better than the other guys. And this is paying off in dividends as we can see that he is holding down a second position here right now. This is going to come in big time when it comes to who goes to the A main and who is stuck in the B. Because as you guys know, only one person gets to go out of the B. I have a time issue here. Going to get that started back up for you. 1 lap to go. Looks like Blake Panel's going to bring it home. All right, congratulations, Blake Panel. Chris Valentine second, Bones third, Jeff McMahon fourth. Want to finish this race up here. I'm going to take a picture because it's very important that we get this lineup right, as it is for points. Now, the first heat is the slower of the 2 heats, so they will be justified a little bit differently than from heat 2 of 2. All right, guys, Dirt Street Stock heat 2 of 2. Cody Bickle, Chase Reinerson, Tim Hall, Jamie Fulcher. Actually, all right, Dirt Street Stock heat 2 of 2. Cody Bickle, Chase Reinerson, Tim Hall, Jamie Fulcher. That's a lot easier instead of blowing out my lungs. We got 3 of our 4 out there right now, just waiting on Jamie Fulcher. Chase Reinerson there in the white and black pony car, the complete neon yellow car of Cody Bickle, and the green and orange number 19 car of Hall Racing, Tim Hall. Now here comes Jamie Fulcher in the purple, gray, and white car, number 13. And these are our faster, more consistent racers in this class. All right, guys, if you're not racing, please help track marshal. Chris, do you mind to help track marshal, please? Either here or there. It doesn't matter. All right, guys. Listen for the tone. 30 lapper here out to an early lead is the one that's been winning quite a few laps here. Cody Bickle, followed by the pony car of Chase Reinerson and Tim Hall in tow. Tim Hall there in the green and orange 19, running that high side diving or low to keep that momentum up as good as he can. Jamie Fulcher running the low side there, popping back up with a little bit of tilt there. Several cars there wrecking on the backstretch. Looks like right now Cody Bickle in the lead by 1 lap. Chase Reinerson, Tim Hall. Oh, as we see Jamie Fulcher getting into Cody Bickle. Oh, and then Bones sticks him down and he gets hit again. Chase Reinerson, Cody Bickle on the same lap now. Now down a lap here. Somebody says, I think they said Jamie Fulcher's shocks came off his car. So Jamie is going to retire on this heat race and try to get his shock fixed. This could put him in the top side of the B main, maybe. We'll just have to wait and see. As we see Tim Hall there on the low side, getting bounced a little bit by Cody in turn 2. Cody and Chase Reinerson, they're battling it out as they come into contact, and Tim Hall gets scooped up there right for turn 3. All 3 cars involved in an incident. It looked like something straight out of Days of Thunder. 7 laps remaining here, and Cody Bickle is your leader with a 3.270. His car is really humming here, folks. So we see low side there, Jamie Fulcher slowing down the leader there of Cody Bickle, and coming out of 4 there on his lid. Cody Bickle, congratulations. 2nd place, Tim Hall. Chase Reinerson 3rd. Jamie Fulcher 4th. For the heat race, we need to take a picture here. Make sure we get everything in order for when we go back in to the next race, because this is all going to be staged by finishing order. So let's go to our... All right, guys, going to have a few minutes downtime as we get ready for the main. And I'm going to get the main set up here right now while these guys are waiting. All right, let's see. So first up is Dirt Late Model Beginner. And let's see, Chase, Chris, and Jeff. Tim Hall, Bones, Blake, Jamie. Tim Hall, Bones. Right, who was first? Chase Reinerson, then Bones, then Chris Valentine and Blake were close, but it looks like Blake's going to edge it, which Chase Reinerson, that's right. Chris Valentine, Blake's going to edge it, so Blake starts. Chris, then Jeff McMahon, Jamie Fulcher. All right, that's right. 5-10 minutes. Yeah. I'm doing all this off my phone because this stuff is just not doing it right. So I'm going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth to set it right off of pictures. What this is supposed to do automatically. I'm about to lose it, man. Richie also says cars look fast. Yeah, they do, Richie. I'll tell you right now, some of the guys from Rio really know how to build them. They are flying. All right, next up is whoop-de-doo, super late model. Super late model, we got Jamie Chase Blake. Jamie Chase Blake. All right, that one worked out right. Then after that, we got asphalt late model, which is Chase Tim Blake Jeff McMahon. So that is correct. We can delete one of those B mains out. All right. And then next up is Dirt Street Stock, which is going to be, oopsie, Cody Bickle, Blake Panel, Tim Hall, right? Then Chris Valentine, okay? Then Chase Reinerson, then Bones, then Jamie Fulcher, and Jeff McMahon. Where's Jeff? Oh, there he is. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and pull Jeff from the C main and put him in the B. And that is correct. I believe everything is good to go now. Very interesting how to set that up. But basically, the way I did it is if there was more than one heat, so our faster heat would be the guy that would be in first. And then our B main heat, I guess you would say, I would take the first guy out of it and put him in second. And then I would go back to second place in the faster heat and put him in third. All right. And then I would take, let me start that over because I got confused. Okay. So in the faster heat, I would take the first place guy, put him in first for the main. Then in the slower heat, whoever finished first, I'd put him in second. And then I'd go back to the faster heat. The guy in second, he would be third in the main. And then the guy that was in second in the second would be first in the B main start. So that's how it goes. And it's just alternating back and forth until we have the full race lineup. And right now, that's everything set up because I'm having to do this through pictures basically because I don't want to differentiate, even though we know that B main majority of the wise usually is the slower racers, A main too, but you got to mix them up, kind of have a hodgepodge, I guess you would say, of the best racers and the worst racers. You're not supposed to differentiate, I guess, so much between B and A. Just like in our stock car racing, our B main can still win the race. Last week we seen second place come out of B main, or no, we had first place come out of B main. Nathaniel Burden ended up winning our rookie race out of the B main, and then Glenn Burden got second out of the A main. But you can win it from the B just like you can win it from the A, but a lot of the times that's not the case because the racers are quite a bit better in the A class. They run better times, they're more consistent, they don't wreck as often. But nonetheless, Richie, if you're still on here, you can take a look at the orange track here. Now, we haven't posted any pictures of this yet because we're not completely done. But you can see that we got our first coating. Now this, if you're looking at it, you can kind of tell, is that the same color as the drag strip? Well, it's kind of funny that you might pick that out because it is actually the same color as the drag strip. We had it color matched to the drag strip. The same kind of coating that's on the drag strip that Giannis Novkins made is the same kind of coating that's now on the orange track. And you can see how smooth and beautiful it is. Now, those little green patches you see there, that's Bondo. So whenever I was rolling this rubber coating on there, it was so tacky that it literally pulled the old Bondo plugs out of it where they were over the Phillips head screws. So now my dad, he come in earlier today sometime when I wasn't here. I was here this morning and it wasn't done. So he come sometime in the afternoon and put some Bondo on there. So I don't have to be sanded out and then we'll make a coating over top of that. But nonetheless, so far, very nice. The track laid really well. We, of course, taped it. Y'all seen that, and we made a post on that. We're proud with the way that it came out. It's going to be very, very fast little track. Uh, Pretty much perfect for wing cars, in my opinion, as we've done a lot of work there. But we're going to get underway here. I'm going to take a small break here. We're going to get underway at 10 after 7. So we'll be right back with you. Guys, 10 after 7, we're going to start the A-main. You just want to see the schedule? Is that good? All right, guys, we'll be back at 17. Yeah, I am. I'm streaming the whole time. Nope, it's live. I don't think it picked you up, though. It's got a noise canceller on it. All right, guys, we're ready to race. A little bit past, 6 minutes past. Sorry about that. All right, guys. Up first, Dirt Late Model Beginner, Blake Panel, Chris Valentine, Jeff McMahon, Jamie Fulcher, B Main. One guy's getting bumped. Huh? I don't yet. My channels might be out. Let me look. It hadn't logged in. Let me reload it. Just giving yourself some love? Hi, that's fine. It never did pop up. He's probably next door. Let me go. T, go next door to Subway and see if Jamie. No, there he is, right there. Jamie, you're up. I got to get used to using the microphone again. All right, guys. Dirt Late Model Beginner, B Main, Blake Panel, Chris Valentine, Jeff McMahon, Jamie Fulcher. If you're not racing, please help track marshal. Right there. All right, guys. Waiting on Jamie. All right, guys. Everybody ready? Listen for the tone. 25 lap B main, one going on into the A main here in the beginner late model class, and Blake Pennell's out to an early lead. Jamie Fulcher there, second, third, or Jamie Fulcher in the lead. Sorry, I must have got my eyes crossed here. Jamie Fulcher in the lead. Chris Valentine second, Blake Pennell third, Jeff McMahon fourth. Jeff McMahon coming off the wreck there in turn one. Focusing on our leader here, dodging everybody, Jamie Fulcher. Dodged about 4 or 5 cars there. Second to him is Chris Valentine. Chris Valentine in the green and orange car, holding down that second position. 17 laps remaining. Several people beating and banging here for sure. Jamie Fulcher running a pretty smooth car here tonight. Able to hold it down as he goes on the inside here of second position, or third position now, Chris Valentine. Blake Panel now taking over that second position. 13 laps remaining. Jeff McMahon stuck there in the backstretch, now getting straightened up as he goes side by side with Blake Panel, our current second position. Blake Panel pushing as hard as he can to catch Jamie Fulcher, but they're about a quarter difference between each other. We see Chris grab his own car and slap it back down there on the backstretch. He did that pretty quickly, and that's going to save him a lot of time. Blake Panel right now in second position is, Jamie Fulcher gets hit. Everybody's getting hit. Everybody's on. Blake Panel flipping, and Jamie Fulcher, the whole crew's flipping. Blake Panel in the lead, 20 laps, 5 to go. Jamie Fulcher in second by 1. Blake Panel's holding it low and slow to dodge these wrecks. As we see Jeff McMahon's car flip, 1 to go. Looks like Blake Panel's going to possibly bring this one home. All right, congratulations, Blake Panel. Jamie Fulcher second. Chris Valentine third. Blake, go get your sticker. You're getting bumped. Blake, let me know when you're ready. All right, guys, next up will be dirt. Actually, let me use the microphone. Next up will be Dirt Late Model Beginner A Main, Tim Hall, Bones, Chase Reinerson, Blake Panel. If you're not racing, please help track marshal. Blake Panel flash cooling his car. Blake Panel flash cooling his car. We used to do that same trick when we was racing slot cars, take the keyboard duster and blow on our cars. But now they got better tools for that. They got these little turbo fan blaster guns, which are pretty cool. And here comes Blake. He's ready. All right, guys, 50 lap A main. Everybody behind the blue tape. Here we go. Out to an early lead, Tim Hall. This is our breakout class. His first lap turning a 3.970. So we see two off on their lids. That's going to be, Chase Reinerson and Bones there having a little bit of an incident. Blake Panel trying to run that low side, trying to catch up with Tim. Tim's car very smooth coming in and out of the corners here. Not hitting any walls or nothing like that, and actually keeping his car quite smooth to where that he keeps that momentum high. The less you turn the wheels, the less the drag there is on that car, and you can actually make it go quite a bit faster just by being smooth on the steering. And Tim Hall's doing that, but Blake Panel is slowly catching him as he does the low side to medium side bring up. Right now, Blake Panel with a 2.830, Tim Hall with a 2.820. Now, averagely speaking, they're about 0.05 of a second difference in lap time. So very close between these guys. 34 laps remaining. Tim Hall, as long as he doesn't get in any kind of incidents here, he is holding it down for sure. Chase Reinerson also running very competitive lap times, 3.850. He's only 100th of a second different between the other guys. So these three guys that you're seeing taking in the turn 1 and 2 there, very, very close together. That's Chase Reinerson right behind Tim Hall in the orange and green car. Chase Reinerson in the solid black car there. Trying to pull a little bit of draft there to try to catch up. Wrecks early on really spell disaster in this class, as there's not very many wrecks that take place, and you really got to rely on somebody to wreck to be able to make some big gap movements because they're so close time-wise. Now Blake Panel here slowly dropping off as we see Tim Hall holding it down, averaging a 3.944 to Blake's 4.023. So Tim Hall is running a very impressive race here, keeping his car perfectly in tow. Chase Reinerson, he's trying to follow the leader here, bouncing off the wall a little bit there. I don't think we've seen Tim hit the wall once this race, but he is very smooth behind the beginner late model, and that's what it takes. Blake Panel, about a corner difference between him and Tim. He really needs Tim to have a little bit of a crash. Not much happening there with Bones. Bones holding it down on the bottom side. Bones got a very smooth street stock. We'll be seeing it a little bit later on in the feature races here. As we see Blake take the low side of Bones. Bones takes the extreme high side, letting Tim go by too. And Tim's narrowly just taking piece by piece of Blake Panel, averaging 3.958. Here lately turning 4-second times as he comes into contact a little bit with Blake. Blake and Tim side by side. Blake's not going to let him get by. 2 laps to go. Tim Hall, if he just holds his own, he's got this thing. All right, congratulations, Tim Hall, first place. Blake, second. Chase, third place. Please get your pictures. Tim, Blake, Chase, T. Make sure y'all go get your pictures. No, it's not a series. Yeah, breakout. All right, guys. So they're going to go get their pictures made. Chase, you don't want to get your picture made? Yeah, first, second, and third. Podiums. It's good to be on the podium. What I want to make is like some kind of little vent system at the bottom. Nice little grate. And we can drop confetti from the ceiling every picture we make. And then it suck it up in the grate below them. And then put it back up in a bag at the top. So every picture we make, they're like getting confetti thrown on them. That'd be pretty cool. I might come up with something like that. I like inventing new things. I always like staying busy. All right, guys, whenever y'all are ready, next up is Super Dirt Late Model A Main. Jamie Fulcher, Chase Reinerson, Blake Panel. Bones, I was just saying, what I need to do back here at the podium is have like a thing up in the ceiling that drops confetti, and then at the bottom have like a little cage that everybody stands on that sucks all the confetti back up and puts it in a reservoir at the top. So every picture that we take, people are getting confetti thrown on them. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Or I could set up and wire it in with uh, the gas, like the natural gas, and like run some pipes up the side and blow flames out while you are getting your pictures made. Yeah. Let's take a quick look here right now at the points currently. As we look here at 1RC points, we see Cody Bickle there out lead 295. 400 is a perfect. Last week getting a second place. This will be our fourth race this week of 8. Chase Reinerson there in second position with 285. And third position currently right now is Blake Panel with 270. 4 always for the A main. Yeah. The only way it'll ever be 5 in an A main is if there's only 1 in a B. And then we just move him over to the A because he won, you know. But yeah, our A main's always going to be 4 if we can help it. Because it's just too much carnage if it's more than 4. Yeah. We'd never finish the race. 2 left because everybody else is broke. Well, I'll tell you this. You know, Chris ran first place for like 2 laps in that last race just because he was a little bit slower than y'all and was able to dodge y'all. And same way with Cody Shock last Saturday. He did the same thing. He got up in first place for 2 laps till y'all caught him. If y'all had kept wrecking, he would have won it. Yeah, we'll be closed Friday, Saturday, and we'll be back open Sunday. Yeah, we'll be in Tennessee. All right, we're just waiting on one other racer. He's going to cool his car off, and we'll be up. Right now, we got Jamie Fulcher out there and Blake Panel. All right, looks like he's ready now. Chase Reinerson there. Everybody ready? Need one more turn, Marshall. All right, guys, here we go. Listen for the tone. Tone a little sketchy there. Jamie Fulcher getting hit there in the back end on turn 1. Chase Reinerson out in the lead. Chase Reinerson's car is moving, folks. A whole lot different car than we've seen in practice. Chase Reinerson right now showing that he is in second position behind Jamie Fulcher. So he's got to catch Jamie right there in the purple and black car. But his car is a completely different car than we've seen last week even. As he goes to dodge. Oh, almost the incident there between Blake Panel and Jamie Fulcher, our leader. Nice trigger movement there by Chase Reinerson. He lifts there in four to keep from hitting Blake Panel extremely hard. Chase Reinerson holding his own, just trying to keep it on. But the strength and grip of Jamie Fulcher's car is unprecedented this race. Jamie Fulcher putting up impressive times, 3.029. Chase Reinerson actually putting up the fastest lap time this race of a 3.20. All right, a quick pit here as we're trying to get a shock put back on one of these cars. These cars are very quick hit. And there we go. He's back in it. Still plenty of racing to go. Half the race left to go. Anything can happen, as we're seeing right here. Chase Reinerson moving as he hits Blake Panel straight from the backside. Blake Panel's car is up on its lid. They're going to pull it. Bones is going to pull his car. Now it is a race between Jamie Fulcher and Chase Reinerson. 4 laps separating these two. Chase Reinerson is going to need Jamie to have a similar issue with the rear end or something to be able to make a catch. Both of these guys are running very, very similar lines here. And both of them really been running consistently good in this class today. Chase Reinerson's car bouncing off of turn 1 and 2. There he goes. He's getting her spun back around here. Ten laps to go. Jamie Fulcher has been leading this whole race. Oh, as he comes into contact down low. Him and Chase Reinerson bouncing off the walls now. 6 laps to go. If a move needs to be made, it needs to be made now. Chase Reinerson going low. Is he going to make the pass? He makes the pass, and they come into contact coming out of turn 4. Wide open. Oh, he's going to get a lap. He's going to get a lap. Oh, will we see a change? Oh! Flip it back and forth over the start and finish line here. How crazy of an event that would have been if he was able to get a few more laps and dial her down. Congratulations, Jamie Fulcher, first place. Chase Reinerson, second. Blake Panel, third. Get your pictures. Blake Panel, of course, with the DNF there as his car ended up having issues, but he's still going to finish third position as there's only 3 racers there. You deserve it. You did get third. Jamie Fulcher there in the super mod or late model. Unreal good driving this week as he held it down quite close. I don't know for sure, folks, but chat may be down as several people have made live chat or whatever, but for some reason or another having some issues connecting Restream, I suppose. But we did get a few of them in, but I don't know, maybe there's an update that needs to be done for the Restream, possibly. There's always an update. It never fails. There's an update every single day, it seems like here. Technology, very irritating a lot of the times. But pretty cool, same aspect. Brings a lot of people together. All right, guys, whenever you are ready, Asphalt Late Model A Main, Chase Reinerson, Tim Hall, Blake Panel, Jeff McMahon. The fumes are pretty pungent in here in Lanes Raceway today. As we spent all day yesterday working on this orange track, and I'll tell you what, they are kicking some fumes. We had some people from Subway come over that was working today and said, hey, y'all spray painting something? The weather's been pretty decent here today. A little bit of a hardcore rain earlier this morning, as you can see some of the water puddling up there on the sidewalks. But other than that, not too bad here at Lanes Raceway. A little bit of drips coming in through the ceiling. Not a big deal though. We're going to be going to Cleveland, Tennessee at the Raceway this weekend, Friday and Saturday. Doing a little bit of racing up there with Bill and the crew. And we're pretty excited about that. I know Randy Kirtley's super excited about it, as he's been working on his cars the past few days. Might be me, Randy, and Glenn Burden possibly going up there. And of course my mom and my wife are going too. Me, my mom, my wife, and my dad are going to be RV rolling up there. So Lanes Raceway will be shut down for those 2 days. And then a bunch of the RC guys, if I'm not mistaken. Did you say, is it next week when y'all are going to Louisville? The weekend after next? So not this weekend, but next weekend, the guys are going up to Louisville to race some 1RC action. So if you're interested in joining them, definitely check that out there at the racetrack there in Louisville, Kentucky. All right, racers, y'all ready? 50 lap A main, listen for the tone. And here we go. Tim Hall down low next to Chase Ryerson in the white car. Tim Hall in the green and orange. Going to be a pretty good battle between these two. Blake Panel there pulling up third position. Chase Ryerson kind of running off, getting a little bit of distance between Tim Hall. Tim Hall side by side with Jeff McMahon in the Monkey Butt Incorporated black car. As we see, Chase Ryerson side by side with Blake Panel. Chase Ryerson hitting Jeff McMahon right before turn 3. Turns him over. And nonetheless, Chase Ryerson is running a smooth line here in the white and black car as he is coming up on Tim Hall in his car. Tim Hall, I believe, last week ended up bringing this one home in similar fashion and speed as Chase Ryerson. We see Chase Ryerson coming up on Tim Hall, our current second position. As he goes to make a move, they're drafting, and the air, he literally took the air off of Tim Hall and had him to get moved to the high side. There wasn't actually contact. That was a movement of air there that we've seen, which is pretty rare. Pretty cool to see, actually. 3 wide, coming out of turn 4, beating and banging. Jeff McMahon gets his chain pulled, hits Tim Hall. Tim Hall does a 360 around turn 3. He comes back alive. As we see Chase Ryerson pull the air off of Blake Panel. Blake Panel flip cartwheel style down the front stretch. This is the most aggressive asphalt street stock or asphalt late model that we have seen here in a while. Chase Ryerson coming up on the inside of Jeff McMahon. Jeff McMahon narrowly escaping that white car there. And we see Chase Ryerson pull the low side there. He's going to do another one, double pass within 2 corners. Jeff McMahon bounces off of Chase Ryerson, gets spun on the front stretch, now back straight again. We see a side-by-side battle between Tim Hall and Blake Panel. Blake Panel going on the inside, holding it true, but then bounces off the wall and hits Tim in the back. And we see Chase Ryerson wrecking there in turn 3, wrecks all around. Chase Ryerson now on the backside of Tim Hall here as he hits a similar spot on the wall that we've seen where Blake hit. Chase Ryerson is definitely the car to beat here today. 3.259 is as fast as 3.560. Second place, Tim Hall. Jeff McMahon with a 4.350 there in the back of the field. Trying his best. As we see Tim Hall there on the low side too. See Cody trying to flip Jeff McMahon's car over, and he gets it flipped. Jeff's back on the track. Here we go. Blake Panel getting taken. Turn 2 there. Chase Ryerson, 46 laps, 4 to go. Chase Ryerson, Tim Hall, and Blake Panel all getting involved as Jeff McMahon's coming around. Jamie Fulcher track marshal extraordinaire gets all of the cars. 4 wide going into turn 4. All right, congratulations. Chase Reinerson, first place. Tim Hall, second. Blake Panel, third. Good race all around from those guys. Very interesting little race for sure. Some pretty eventful wrecks. No, y'all are good. Only one I'm taking is the one for points, guys. Yeah. If y'all do have issues with the cars, y'all can pay $15 and tear each other down, and I will watch it. All right, guys, after they get their pictures here, we're going to be jumping into the first of our main event here, the Dirt Street Stock B Main. That'll be Chris Valentine, Chase Reinerson, Bones, Jamie Fulcher, Jeff McMahon in that race. But right now they're going to take a small little break here as they're probably needing some batteries charged. Won't be too long as they're going to get the pictures and stuff. Probably in the next few minutes or so they should be getting lined up ready for that. But this is our main event. All these guys definitely want to have their cars set up perfect for this race, as they will be getting points here, and we're going to update that, of course, live. Now, only one of these racers is getting bumped from the B main, and as you can see, this is going to be a wild race with 5 total racers here. Chris Valentine, Chase Reinerson, Bones, Jamie Fulcher, and Jeff McMahon. This is going to be a wild beating banging racing if we've seen anything from the previous asphalt late model class. Similar widths of tires. The difference in tire compound is a little bit different, but I'm telling you, similar in the way that those cars handle. So it's going to be very interesting just to see who's going to pull it off in this B main and get bumped to the A. All right, guys, whenever you're ready, you can start lining up for Dirt Street Stock B main. Chris Valentine first, second, Chase Reinerson, third, Bones, fourth, Jamie Fulcher, fifth, Jeff McMahon. Christopher N. Valentine, let's go. Chris, you just now came in. It says, let's go. How long ago was that when you made that? Yeah, it literally just now popped up. Internet, man. So Chris made that post probably, I would say, at least 10 minutes ago, folks. So that's how far behind Restream is right now to our live stream. I'm thinking for next season, this just hit me, kind of like NASCAR. If you win the previous race, what if they automatically get a spot in the A main? I'm always coming up with ideas. I like that idea, though. Because then, there's not so much of a brutal battle for those individual racers. But nonetheless, we do know that there'll be high-quality racers. What, babe? They're in the A main. All right, we got all the track marshals. Yeah, we'll need as many as we can get. We got a 5-car race here. All right, guys, listen for the tone. All right, out to an early lead. We see Chase Reinerson in the pony car, black and white, followed by Jamie Fulcher in the 13. Jamie Fulcher's car is quick, folks. Coming up on the inside of Chris Valentine. He makes the pass, and so does Jamie. Chris Valentine in the copper and green car. Jamie Fulcher gets loose in turn 3 and spins out. Bones comes up on the outside of Jamie Fulcher, pulls his chain, and makes the pass, and then crashes at the start-finish line. Bones getting straightened up here. Jamie back in to the side of him again. Oh, as we see a little bit of an incident on the front stretch here. Bones goes into reverse. Chris Valentine also trying to get turned around there. T, track marshal extraordinaire, been working here at Lanes Raceway since the inauguration. Oh, side by side, bouncing back and forth, Bones and Chase Reinerson coming into a little contact. Chase Reinerson now 3 laps up on the lead here. He was our winner last week. Oh, Chase Reinerson and Jamie Fulcher. Oh, now Bones, all 3 hit on the backstretch. Funny how much just one car makes when it comes to a race. This track definitely does not like 5 cars to be raced on it. But we can't run a C main with one person, as they will get bumped into the B, which makes it 5 anyway. So nonetheless, we must run the 5 racers. All right. Chase Reinerson gets involved with Chris Valentine a little bit there in the copper and green car. 24 total laps, 1 to go. Chase Reinerson's going to bring it home. All right, congratulations, Chase Reinerson. You're getting bumped. Don't forget to get your B-Main sticker from T. Jamie Fulcher is 2nd, Jeff McMahon 3rd, Chris Valentine 4th, Bones 5th. You're welcome, Bones. All right, Chase Reinerson going to get that bump. All right, it does show a DNF for Chris, but he did actually finish. He didn't finish his last lap there. So we'll see. Chase Reinerson moving up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 8th position is Bones. You're fine. Your position's correct. Yeah, basically what that means is you didn't finish the very last lap, but you still get the position. I'm writing your position down now. It didn't matter anyway, I guess. No, it don't matter. Because as soon as he crosses the line, it posts the people. Okay, so here we go. Chris Valentine is going to be 7th. Jeff McMahon is going to be 6th. And 5th is going to be Jamie Fulcher. And then all we have left is our top 4 racers for the A main. All right, guys. Up next, Dirt Street Stock A main. Cody Bickle, Blake Pennell, Tim Hall, Chase Reinerson. While we're waiting on the racers, going to do a little bit of points math here. Go ahead and get out above the crew, I guess you would say. So Chris, this will be so it'll be 80 for Jamie. Let's see, 195, 90, 85, 80, 75, 70, 65. So Chris Valentine, we don't have up here, 70 points. Will he knock anybody off the lead list? No, he won't. So he'll have to come back next week to get a little bit better points there. Jamie with 80. All right, looks like we got our 4 racers. Let's get back to racing. We can do this later. All right, guys, if you're not racing, please help track marshal. All right, guys, 50 lap A main. Listen for the tone. Here we go. And out to an early lead is Cody Bickle, followed by Blake Pennell and the pony car of Chase Reinerson. Chase Reinerson brought it home yesterday, dodging a wreck there in turn 3 from Tim Hall. Changed it a little bit, half of a track difference between Chase and Cody. Cody wrecks, and Chase is going to take the lead. Chase out in the lead here. I called him Chasey. Might be a good nickname for him. Because you have to chase him down, that is for sure. As we see Cody Bickle getting involved in an incident there with Blake Pennell, but still to keep his car nose on the grindstone here. Chase is going to have to do some blocking at all possible, but he races him clean as a whistle as Cody now takes over the lead. Cody in the neon yellow car coming up on Tim Hall in the green and orange car, makes a pass down low. Blake Pennell wrecking. Oh, as we see two wreck. Chase Reinerson back straight, dodging wrecks here. Cody Bickle coming up on him as he's got about 2/3 of a lap on Chase Reinerson. Chase Reinerson still holding down that second position. He is needing Cody to have some incidents to catch back up. Nonetheless, third position is held down by Tim Hall, our previous winner of the Winter Series late model class here at Lanes Raceway, 1RC action, holding his own here too, trying to get some more points added to him. Blake Pennell now got his car somewhat smoothed out here as they go side by side through turn 4. Chase Reinerson and Cody Bickle rubbing on each other a little bit as Cody Bickle takes another lap from Chase. Side by side down low, we see Blake Pennell take the low side here and bounces off the wall. We also see Cody bounce off the wall a smidge there. But we have Cody Bickle in the lead by 2 laps. Chase Reinerson second. Cody Bickle wrecking here. This is a chance for Chase to catch a little bit here. Now got it within a car length or so of Cody Bickle. But gets a little loose going into turn 1. And he gets smoothed back out a little bit. Tim Hall 3 laps down from Chase Reinerson. Blake Pennell spun completely backwards here at 29 laps here in the A main. Some hard hits there. We see Chase now get one of those laps back, but he might lose it here as his car just doesn't have the horsepower to keep up. 9 laps remaining. Cody Bickle has held this race the whole race long. See you, Jeff. Jeff McMahon rolling out, getting his cars and stuff situated. His race is over for this weekend. 47 total laps, Cody Bickle. 46 for Chase Reinerson. 2 laps to go. Both these guys running impeccably. Tim Hall also just down on horsepower to be a little more competitive. All right, congratulations, Cody Bickle. Chase Reinerson second. Tim Hall third. Blake Pennell fourth. Guys, bring your cars up here, please. All right. You're good, Tim. Blackie. You're good, man.
That's a 2RC battery.
2RC, huh? All right.
All right. Got a 1RC car, 2RC battery.
All right, looking good.
3RC tires.
All right, good. Let's check this one. All right, man, this one's illegal. No, I'm just teasing. Cody brings home another win here, folks. I like teasing them. All right, Cody's going to get 100 for first. Then we're going to see Chase Reinerson there in second position with 95. He put up a really good race. He just didn't have the horsepower like a lot of them didn't. Then we're going to see Tim Hall there in third with 90. And Blake Pennell fourth with 85. All right, now I can move over here to the points. Let me go ahead and get their practice set back. Oh, I need to go ahead and finish that race, actually, as they were all legal, running 1RC points. If they want a deeper look, they have to pay for it, folks. That's just how it is here. They'll have to pay the $15 if they think somebody's cheating. Not my deal, though. But if they are caught cheating, when somebody pays $15, they're completely disqualified from the series. So, I mean, it's just the way it is. But somebody's got to put it up. If they don't, I'm going to check what I can see. All right, let me go over here to the points section here. All right, Cody Bickle, this will be his 4th race, folks. He's going to get another hundo, so that's going to make him $395. All right, in second position is going to be Chase Reinerson. Oh, shoot, I don't do math well, so let me get my phone out here. I want to make sure I get this right. Okay, so right now Chase Reinerson has 285. He's going to get plus 95. That's going to make him 380, folks. 380. 380 for Chase. And then third place is Tim Hall. So Tim Hall with 175. The reason he's down on points right now is because he missed last week. So don't count him out. 175 plus 90 is 265. And that's going to be Tim Hall. And then after Tim is going to be Blake Panel with 85. So he's at 270 right now. He's going to get 85. Whoops. 355. All right, and then after Blake is Jamie with 80. 230 plus 80. That'd be 310. All right. And then Jeff McMahon with 75. Jeff McMahon there, 225.75 makes him 300 even. And then Chris with 70, which Chris is too low to be on the leaderboards here. But if he comes back next week, he'll definitely be able to be on the leaderboards. Bones with 65. So 235, 65. It's 300. So we got a tie there. All right, folks. So here is your leaderboard here. 300 for Jeff and Brad, both tied. Test. All right. So, like I said, Chris Valentine, new racer here. He just below the mark here at 80 points is Larson Shock. So if he ends up coming back next week and beats Larson points wise, then he'll end up taking that position here. So we're running out of room on the screen. But that's how many racers we got. So that's a blessing for sure. And we are appreciative of all those racers that come here and race. Right now, our leader is Cody Bickle. He is 1 win away from a perfect 400. And if he has that, only way people will have to be able to beat him is if they tie him. So they must tie him. So Cody's probably going to be in the business of doing quite a bit of blocking here coming up. Chase Reinerson's close behind him with 380. He's got 1 win under his belt, but he needs 3 more to catch. And then, of course, our third position is Blake Panel with 355. So that is your top 3 there. Guys, yet again, another great race day here on Tuesday night at Lanes Raceway, doing some 1RC street stock action. These guys beating and banging and holding it down. It is Cody's race to lose, folks. As long as he keeps it in tow and keeps racing like he is, it doesn't look like anybody can touch him. But as you can see, we had several racers get quicker here this week. Jamie got quicker, Blake got quicker, Chase got quicker. A lot of these people are starting to come into their own, getting a little bit quicker. We even seen Bones get quicker. Ended up doing a little swap-up, change-up on his car a little bit there. Ended up having some issues there towards the end after he swapped up. But when he first got here, he was hauling a mill. Last week, him and Blake stayed a little bit late, and he got his car down to a 3.2. So, you know, there's still a lot of racing left to go here. And like I said, it's all going to boil down to that motion in that hand. But I'll tell you what, I still have a lot of faith in Chase being able to come up and get that speed rolling. Tim Hall, don't ever count him out. He's our winner from the previous one. We got a lot of good racers here, a lot of good times, a lot of beating and banging. You guys know in the oval, it boils down to it sometimes, just dodging wrecks. So the key might end up being a little bit slower, staying out of those wrecks. I don't know. But anyways, folks, thank you for tuning in. God bless you. And don't forget this week that we are going to be shut down for Friday and Saturday. So the next time we'll be open is Thursday. But Friday and Saturday will be closed. We'll be back open on Sunday if everybody's good with it. God bless you guys. Thank you for tuning in. This is Donna, and I'll see you later.